done, ladies and gentlemen. Fighting for a slot in the Royal Arena. Big take on Vitality. Starting on the T side here, the Germans will have the work cut out for them. An uphill battle, to say the very least. Zaiwu will draw blood first. That's toward the canals, and an advantage here for Vitality, but maybe not for long. Absolute pandemonium ensues here. Bomb goes down, but the round continues. 3-on-2 advantage for Vitality.
That has to be one of the most Apex-type plays. He just jumps right into the middle. Remember, he started his career as an entry fragger.
That's true.
So he knows what that is all about. Just the run-and-gun nature. It never goes away. Leaves Krembo, unfortunately, alone on the B-bomb side. Well, not on the B-bomb side, but heading a little bit away, in fact. The bomb is in the middle. He wanted to probably get there with the bomb, but ultimately slowed down. I don't know how you recover this round. As long as Vitality keep it cool, it should be maybe not impossible, but close. Close to impossible. In that area.
Not quite as catchy of a title as Mission Impossible.
No.
Almost impossible.
It's a very difficult mission, in fact.
Mission improbable.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you're right. Crimbo won't have many options here. Bomb down in an unenviable spot. Drop down towards the water, just hoping he can pick someone off. Work with the 35 seconds remaining. It's either giving him nothing to work with, though. That's the first interaction. Takes the brunt of damage here. He's got a flashbang at least, and down he goes. Apex with 3 kills in total. Jumping down from the window. Shutting down the B split, and Big don't get even near the plant. So $2,000 per player. I would say a force buy is likely. Here's the replay of Spinks getting stuck in. And speaking of which, Apex as well. That's a brave maneuver, Anders.
It is, but it secured so much of the round for them, and obviously don't know if there's anything Crimbo could have done at the end, so we'll just leave it alone. Go into the second round, where we're going to see 1 Tech-9, 3 Deagles, 1 Scout on the big side of things. They obviously do not get the bomb plant, but they can still do something in the round.
Oh, absolutely. Mantle on the Scouts, looking to inflict some damage here if possible. First shot will rattle off, confirming the force buy. CTs don't want to offer anything up here.
Sure, feelings a man too. Obviously, we talked about at the beginning, he's been sort of a year out of the mix, and now he's back in.
I've been quietly impressed, I suppose. Wasn't expecting much. I will say, I don't think he's the guy. You want to change the entirety of the formation of the squad in terms of language. I wouldn't say that was the move I would make, but in terms of his individual form and the way they're talking about this team and how they're building it up for the future, yeah, I think he's a pretty cool addition. He seems to be holding his own and keeping up, which is all you can ask for really in these early stages.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been a very different story, right? You come back after a year and people say, yeah, we can really tell he's been out a year. Like he looks a bit worn down, but I agree, that hasn't really been the case. So I think that's great news.
Absolutely true. As we see Big pushing their way through towards middle here. They still have the majority of the utility. 3 smokes, one of which has been deployed now. Zaiwu just holding the incendiary, waiting for a bit of intel. And slow down the attack in toward that A-bomb site.
25 seconds. This is really one of the down low, but it could be done, especially if they find the kill, and they will. Zaiwu goes down. Still 2 people on the B-bomb side, but they are getting put under some pressure already. Down to 13 seconds now. They need to move so quick, but you know what? They open it up. They get the kills. They're going to get the bomb plant behind it. And Magisk and Apex, they are so far away. I don't even know if it's worth it for them to try and retake this.
Yeah, I think you might be onto something there, Anders, as there's not really much they can do. 4 on 2. This B-split works out much better for them. Focusing towards middle. Whistling the clock down to about 40 seconds. Committing through the smoke that they threw. Zaiwu didn't see it coming. Caught with the grenade in his hand. tabseN catches him with the Deagle. They commit towards the B-bomb site. And then it all falls apart. Momentum built up. Vitality can't hold on. 3 kills found. A double for Sin, who has been confirmed now not to be the in-game leader of this tournament. So they are trying to move away from tabseN as being the captain, allow him to focus on his fragging, which it's about time, I suppose. Like, he is an exceptional player.
He really is. It's been we've always talked about it, I think, in more of a negative light, saying, think of what tabseN had to give up to try and save German Counter-Strike. Which in a way is admirable, but at the same time, tabseN at one point could have been considered one of the best riflers in Europe, or maybe in the world. He really was super sick.
About 2017, 2018.
Yeah.
Like, he was superstar potential, that's for sure. So a Force Buy in response here. Vitality. We'll have a FAMAS from Aegis, a Sphinx MP9, and an Apex M4. Safe in the previous round, of course. And we'll see what kind of approach Big will be delivering here in round number 3. For now, focusing the majority of their efforts here towards the A bomb side. We've got Crimbo, one of the star fraggers of the big roster, just investigating A main, just pushing any CT vision back. And that's a beautiful shot. How's Tapson pulled that one off? Tapson rattles off a bullet from the Desert Eagle, will find Apex.
It's funny how it was Saiwu that got picked off in the early stages of the last round towards CT spawn. It's really rare that you get to see Saiwu make really any mistakes on any level, but he did just slip up in one moment there and they hunted him down. But he's back with some revenge. That's a bomb on the ground. Magus is there with the FAMAS as well, and this is getting a little bit too dicey now. I don't like this. Saiwu's back with another shot, and he spotted someone up in the back line. He gets one more headshot in. He's absolutely decimated Big. 3 kills. Forget the mistake of the previous round.
Yeah,
this is what he's all
move
about.
on. That is very nice indeed. Excellent work from Zaiwu, what we've come to expect from this young man. Yeah, get hyped. That is massive. Stealing the round away. Let's enjoy these perfect deagle shots here. Mantu couldn't believe it. Standing on a swivel as well, back towards middle. Delivering headshots at every step of the way. So no bomb planted there. Vitality find success with a force buy of their own. Now the ball is in Big's court. Do they want to force buy back? Tabson. They'll seem to think so. Buys up the first AK. Could just go for a single AK into a half buy otherwise, but time will tell. Most teams like to humor the force buy wars. But 4 Glocks for now. Well, there it is. Mantu will join them.
Really been a feature of this tournament, buying the 1 AK or even the 1 M4.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of that happened.
That's been the headline for me, the CT Hero M4. Now, we haven't seen that in the first, since like 2015, like when Hero AK started to become a thing. It was never a Hero M4. So, yeah, that's really interesting. It's actually been working out quite nicely as well, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's just a little bit more dangerous. There are ways to convert those rounds, definitely. But as you pointed out, Big do kind of follow up the rest of it. They do actually invest into the round. Timeout, I think, was called from Vitality. So probably we've seen some of these games where you keep trading rounds back and forth. So even if it's really early on, it makes sense, I think, for Sonic to say, let's make sure we don't give this round back. Let's just lock it down.
Yeah, these formative rounds are very important in the grand scheme of things here. It's your map pick. You've lost against a force buy. It'll be a difficult round coming up. Why not? And wow, okay. Well, they've been fed a couple of kills here. They can't believe that luck. Slowing it right down. Vitality. Playing Inquisitive Counter-Strike. Hunting for that information at B main to kick things off here. Get a lot more than they bargained for. It's an early 5-on-3 in favor of Big. They've got dark control as well with 2 players. They can just contact play this in towards the site, and it would be difficult to lose it at this stage.
They just need 1 quick kill to enter with. Even if they just get traded, they should be fine getting into the bomb side. I think you're absolutely right. Vitality in a bit of trouble here. Still plenty of time on the clock for Big, and that's a long, drawn-out spray. Saiwu saves a bullet for Process. That's quite remarkable. Magus has kind of shown up in the meantime. Bomb being planted down in front, but he can't do anything about it. Mantu's going to be able to find him a 3rd kill for him in the round, and it's Big to tie up the game. So timeout didn't really help out.
Was that literally the last bullet for Zaiwu?
I think it was.
I'm not sure, but either way, it was a very impressive follow-up frag there. Wasn't enough, unfortunately. Yeah, 1 bullet.
What a rat.
1 bullet in the magazine, and still has a presence of mind just to go, right, you know what? Need to slow this spray down, go for the tap now.
Who needs more than a bullet, really?
Oh, definitely not Zaiwu. As we will see a force buy once again. Back and forth we go, ladies and gents. Single M4.
By the way, outside of that B-bomb side, this is something Vitality, I don't know if they fell into it, but it definitely, when you throw that flashbang to go for the peek like they did, a double peek outside, if the T's are doing what they were doing, which is hiding so that they're not getting flashed, all you're doing with that flashbang is signaling that you're peeking. And if you stick around and keep going forward, exactly what happened probably will happen, which is that they know when to peek. They have such great information because of your flashbang. So a little bit risky potentially. It did backfire on them. Mantu with a good shot right at the edge.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. 2 opening picks once again make it 3. As now just Magisk remains. This is a force spy that won't find a damn thing here. So that's going to be it. Has to be the full eco going forward for Vitality, as Big will go up 4-2. They're 3-2 right now, but you can't even justify a P250 on the CT forces right now. So a bit of a timeout from necessity, really, for Vitality here. Not really anything you can do with this round, Anders. You can go for like a mid-push, an A-stack, something like that. We'll see.
Oh, heartless. Yeah, that's a good point. Right when this came out, I had a lot of criticism about this map because I thought it was so T-sided that it was almost not fit for competitive play.
Right.
I think I've changed my tune a little bit on that since, and actually Vitality, one of the teams that initially became quite good at showing that you can do a bit of CT side aggression.
Well, the one game that sticks out of my mind here for Anubis, it would have been back at Pro League when FaZe Clan got 14-1 on their T side of Anubis and then ended up losing to Vitality in regulation after going 15-0.
Yeah, I remember.
So, I don't know. It doesn't really back up your point, per se. That was when, I guess... The thing is, it doesn't really get played that much. It's very difficult to track the meta and where it's evolving to. Like you said, this tournament, 11 days of play, 2 best of 3s a day, sometimes more. It's been played once.
Yeah,
so
that's surprising.
We don't really get the data. I hope at Cologne it's dropped in a bit more. But I mean, understandable, I suppose, after Roster Mania. It's not a mainstay in terms of the map pool.
Maybe it is because of like the looming shadow of Cologne that we're not seeing it here, that a lot of people are saying, let's try and see if we can keep it away. Let's see, maybe we have improved, maybe we've come up with something tricky. Just something that I remember from Vitality when they are playing good CT sides on this map is, one, they try to go for the double push outside of B like they did, which was punished in the previous round, so that's a little bit of a shame. But the other power that they have is leaving aggressive Saiwu in the A hallway, like going all the way out into the little market area.
Yeah, getting him in position so he can anchor.
So aggressive in that forward position. So that could be another luxury that they can have. That way you can have 2 middle, 2 B, maybe 3 B, 1 middle. You can have a lot of different setups for it. So,
well, here we go. We're off to the races. Vitality have resources once again. It's round number 7. They're on the back foot, though. Not a single helmet. No AWP. And no kits. So a difficult buy even after the full eco here. This is the map pick of Big. And they have come out on top in the force by wars. Even middle open at the start here. Vitality is deploying the smoke. Keeping them guessing. Don't want to be part of the fight. Very difficult to really have impact. Fighting from the CT huts. You can see Zywo's back in the A-con. Just patrolling it. It's getting intel, not committing to the fight.
No, yeah, you said no diffuse kits. That's definitely something that is a bit of a concern. And the grenades are already quite low on the CT side as well. We're just under a minute now. And mid control being attempted for Big. They would love to sneak a couple of players in there. They got Process on this side. The bomb still with the majority of the team here, but they could turn this into a B split.
Big grenade. Good lord. Tabson gets a face full of shrapnel. And they're trying to go for the B split here, Anders. But bear in mind, no one's at towards B main, so could actually fall back in towards A. Tabson just trying to show a little bit of presence, and he'll go down. And they'll go through A connector at this point, but the CTs are more than ready for this one.
Yeah. Ooh, there we go. Sin will get the one. Actually, a double. Cyber came off that shot a little bit early. Still looks like it's going to be okay. 10 seconds here for the 1 versus 2. I don't think Crimbo can do too much, although he's going to hunt it down. That's impressive. He still has time for the plant. He's not going to fake it. Goes straight for it. Spinks is already out, moving close. Crimbo, is the smoke going to pop just in time, right in front of him? Or he might have been dead right then and there. I don't think he realizes that Spinks is already out. This is a big issue, and he's going to get shot in the side. Otherwise, closer than I thought. Crimbo actually making a round of it.
Well, it'll be interesting to follow the thread as to how Vitality hold middle as well. Like, that time leaving it completely open, not showing any presence there whatsoever. It's just Zywo in the A connector, and you can see they play 3 towards B at the start. They feel pressure towards middle. Apex is peeling off from the temple position, and they're holding the splits from there. So this is the reaction. Apex has already gone down. They're covering those B splits. But just interesting to see whether Big will realize that mid is essentially free, and they can exploit that area a little bit more. And they didn't get any pushback there until they made their way towards Connector. But it's going to be a pretty clean round for Vitality. Good job to get the plant down in the end, but it will be 4-3 overall.
Did you catch how Magisk knew that Sin was outside of the B bomb or the A bomb side? It wasn't clear to me if he'd been spotted, but he was very clearly checking the little...
Yeah, I'm not sure.
There's some little basket out there that he was hiding behind. That looked like very, intentional kind of checking, like he'd already spotted or heard him. But either way, they're going to put some pressure on. And this Cyber in this forward position, like I talked about, he's so crisp. Behind the pillar, 3 big kills, swings a little bit wider. And Mantu will take him down, but it should be the end of the round here.
You would think so. Yay, Rush. Trying to tackle the AWP of Zaiwu, but they get a lot more than that. 3 kills found upon entry. Crimbo and Mantu left to pick up the pieces here, but unless Mantu gets a couple of picks, this round is over. Might as well see what you can do with it. There's a minute on the clock. Bombs down. Crimbo watching the extremities for any potential flanks here. But as mentioned, this is all on Mantu. Flashbang catches him fully as well.
He's been given a lot of space. I mean, this is a bit risky. Look at how far in he can sneak before, because no one wants to peek him. No one's looking, so he's just going to be able to step that deep in. Crimbo with a good spray. Suddenly it's doable. Mantu gets a shot. And Spinks, he's up there. Mantu has the right idea and still got 35 seconds. If they lose this round, Vitality, this first half is going to be put into huge doubt all of a sudden. He's getting a bit closer. Again, just like last time, Spinks is sneaking out. He's in the right position. And he clutches it again. Back-to-back 1v1s that have been won by Spinks here.
Well, that was a 4-on-2 in favor of Vitality, and they had the bomb as well. The fact they get so close is a little bit alarming there. He didn't have to work too hard for those frags either. And it started off with 3 magnificent frags. A 5-on-2 essentially, Anders. It comes down to the 1v1. Lovely shots from Mantu, but it should never be that close. I think we can all agree on that. Tapson has brought out the PP Bizon. Now, he is playing the French here.
Yeah?
But this is ridiculous. Like, who buys a PP Bizon ever?
It sends a signal, you know? Not cool.
It's got to be a misfire. It's considered to be like the worst gun in the game, if you're not aware, but it has got 64 bullets. Ones that won't be realized this time, as Tapson will be dropped. A noble effort. But the opening kill goes in favor of Vitality. And we did say middle will be interesting as to see whether they will all run out bullets there. Magus actually had a bit of a freebie. So now they are adjusting their setup. Not going to give them mid for free each and every time.
Yeah.
And that's a firm reminder as we go into the 4-on-3. Sin with the AK-47. Crimbo on a Deagle. Bomb down middle. There it is.
Listen, I think... What if they beat them with it? Vitality, they're going to be in shambles if that happens. 3 people on the CT side of the middle. Still 1 in here, but somehow, again, Vitality have kind of given up the lead. Now, at least Spinks is going to be good for the kill. He seems to be a reliable source for Vitality winning rounds at the moment. Crimbo picking up the bomb and making a run for it. We've got about 35 seconds left. He's headed towards the B bomb site, finally.
Will it be wide open? So it's the correct place to go. Gives him a fighting chance here now. Really comes down to what kind of plan he goes for. Does he want to leave it open towards CT spawn, get on the balcony? Just goes for the default plants and suggests he could go towards B main. Going against the grain here. So he can't even see the plan. He's hunting for a kill here, Anders.
I like this.
Is he wrapping temple, maybe?
I feel like there are not a lot of good positions to go if you're in this bomb site when you're in this 1 versus 2. So I kind of like the idea that he's moving a little bit away from the site itself.
You wouldn't anticipate him to be here.
No,
Logic dictates he wouldn't be in this spot.
They don't have a kit either. Oh, if he gets this kill, it might be it. Oh, but he can't get back in time. So able to pick up the kill, and they go straight for that defuse. If he could have got the shot and actually went back around the corner, you're going to be able to hear on the bomb here. There's not that much time left. They would have had maybe 1 or 2 seconds to hunt him down. So that their shot had to come through right then and there. Yeah, fair play. He almost had it.
Crimbo knows he fumbled that one. Like, I wouldn't even say fair play. Like, you've been given so much space there. You've gotten for the perfect plan. How you're not converting that frag from temple, I have no idea.
I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question.
You're right, but like, if he gets that kill, he wins the round. He knows it as well. I think everyone on the team knows it. Like when they got that 10-second defuse as well, and there was, what, 1 second left on the 10-second defuse?
Yeah, Gobi knows it.
He didn't even have to pull the trigger on that killer temple. He could have just stayed alive.
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
So they weren't looking at him. It was a bit of a whiff, but that certainly isn't, says Spinks. He'll answer back.
Mr. Consistent so far in this game. Every time he's in a fight. I think he's won every single fight he's been in so far. 2 clutches. He got a double in the middle last time, I think. Now he's back with the double here. He's doing all the work. And it's a 5-on-3. Vitality, they seem to be, you know, happy to throw away these leads, but these should be the rounds that they can pick up pretty easily. There've been so many of them that end up, you know, still back in 2v2s or 1v1s. You want to see a team of Vitality's caliber close these rounds.
What have we seen from Vitality so far? They played the North Americans, right? They had the best start to this tournament you could really hope for, playing EG and Complexity. Dispatched them both. Convincing 2-0s. Vitality looked like the most convincing team at the tournament. They then lost to NIP 0-2, Anders. Now, no one saw that coming. Like, everyone thought Vitality, with Flames coming in, just going to be on cruise control now. It's going to be running away with the tournament. But a fly in the ointment and a disappointing 0-2 of that. NIP didn't look too good before that game, to be honest with you. They were kind of all over the place.
That was really shocking, wasn't it?
They almost lost to EG, for example. But yeah, this was...
What's happened?
I actually don't know. I was talking over this round because it felt like it was completely over.
It should have been over. It looked like it should have been, but Crimbo's back with a triple. This is a 5-on-3, and now it's a 1 versus 3 instead. Vitality, this is unforgivable. Why are they giving up rounds where they have double leads?
Yeah, they have these huge advantages. Like we saw it before on the A-bomb side where they got away with it, the 1v1. But another 5-on-3 where Spinks has done so much good work to get those opening frags and you get nothing afterwards. You don't even do any damage. Crimbo,
fair play to him.
3 kills. Yeah, that was excellent. Like, don't get me wrong, but how does that happen?
I mean, the fundamental theory, once you are 1 or 2 people up and you're on the CT side, is you should be able to set up some trade positions. So even if you're just trading 1 for 1 all the way through the rest of the round, just by basic mathematical deduction, you're going to be fine. Right? You're going to come up with a 1 or 2 man lead at the end of it, depending how it starts. But
well, Crimbo may have fumbled that 1 versus 2, but he comes out on top in the 5 versus 3. That is absolutely remarkable. So it all started toward the dark room. Spinks goes down. They're trying to... That was the moment, I suppose. Major still obviously didn't have to jump down like that. That's such a high-risk maneuver, as we discussed before. If you go down, dropping from window, and then you end up losing the 5-on-3, like, that suggests, yeah, maybe you overstepped the mark there. So, yeah, that replay kind of summarizes it quite nicely. That's how you lose it. Just trying to close out the round quickly. Find trades or force trades that aren't required, and it will be big. Turning up the heat as we go 5-5 here. There is a buy available, but compromises to be made. No saves in the previous round. Lead them to FAMAS's 5-7s. They've got a Zywoo AWP. And I assume there's a gun available for Flames. He'll just have to make do with the Deagle. So all of a sudden, these very impressive starts to rounds keep crumbling. As Zywoo looks to recover the situation. Will the AWP be the remedy for that problem? To FAMAS might be. That's the bomb going down. Great stuff from Apex, and he's got away.
yeah, that's
Oh, no way.
God, he was gone, wasn't he, Henry? He had escaped.
No way.
But then he hadn't.
He was in the connector, knife out, jumping around the corner.
What a find.
He was done. He was out. And they dragged him back in. As we see Crimbo get the intel as to where Majors is positioned towards a fountain spot. And it's Zywoo now. He had all the firepower here. Locked out by the flames. Now the smoke as well. This is looking grim.
Oh, nice HE. That's going to soften them up quite a bit. 3 versus 3 in a bomb plant in the A-bomb site. Obviously no kit because they just did not have the money for it. So going to be potentially quite a hard retake. A little boost there. Would have been fun if someone would have walked in on the other side, but not going to be the case. It starts out well, though. Flames to take down process. Sin trying to stay alive. He's only good for the 1 kill. Leaves man 2. Pushed out of the site. But once again, it's a 10-second defuse. Now, they're going to smoke it off in a big way to try and see if they can put some pressure on Mantu here to go for the peak. He's heard it on the other side. The spray is good. Can he find it? Still 5 seconds left. He's out of bullets. The Glock is there. And because of the double smoke, He has no idea what that defuse is happening. It's such a wide smoke, and it's a full 10-second defuse.
Yeah, got lost in the sauce there a little bit. Not really much he could do. They did very well to bring that round back into a winnable situation. A 1 versus 1 again. This time, Vitality coming up on top with the 10-second defuse. You're right, the smoke made it very difficult to handle. This was the force buy as well from Vitality. All the Schmeckles invested as Flames. Great kill, and then the Glock, when it's brought out, you know you're done for.
Yeah.
He's still at 100 HP at that stage, and we will have cash available, at least for Big here.
You know, one of those two smokes is one that Cywu didn't use to stop the Molotov that was thrown against him earlier. So, kind of an interesting little thing. He saved that smoke, and he was allowed to use it for the double on the defuse. It's actually very... I'm not suggesting that CT size should always have two smokes for a defuse, but obviously if you do, it's so much harder for the T to try and guess where you're defusing at.
So, we have had the initial frag. It's Flames that goes down. Courtesy of a man-to orb. They went for that B push once again. Seen it a couple of times. Hasn't really worked out for Vitality. They've inflicted some significant damage, but find themselves in the 5-on-4 process. Holding toward that dark position here. You can see Spinks playing for intel. Smoke in hand. And 55 seconds remaining here. So, got to start pushing in towards middle. Could go to Weaver bomb side. They got Crimbo watching for the A pushes. Mansu looking for B.
Running the clock down a little bit low. Not necessarily a nightmare yet, but 35 seconds. They are going to go for it.
A completely open here.
Spinks, everything to do at the moment. It's a pretty good kill to begin with, but the pressure is definitely on. 3 people, a 4th one that could be rotating in from the middle inside with 22 seconds. That really is slowing it down big, and it might come back to haunt them. Bomb is on the ground, and the FAMAS just doing excellent work. Magisk with the double, Spinks with the double, and that will get the job done.
A scrappy round, Anders, but indeed the job is done. Mansu will have to save the AWP once again, as there's no way of breaching the B bomb site. Well held, Spinks especially staying alive when he absolutely had to with the FAMAS there, getting a kill, slowing them down with the utility, joining the crossfires, and establishing a very strong crossfire in towards B. 7-5, Vitality take the lead here on their opponent's map pick. That was the opening frag there, so that's a 5-on-4 they've recovered. As mentioned, Spinks getting that initial kill, joining his teammates, delaying as long as possible. Once a bomb goes down, there's nothing that can be done. So Mantu does save the sniper. Yeah, let's go. But Deagle's otherwise.
Did Sonic pick up, was it Spink's hand to give himself basically a high five?
I missed it, but that does sound plausible.
Can we get the replay of that? I'm curious if that really happened, or if maybe I'm hallucinating. That's also possible, Henry. I'm not going to rule that out. 7-5. What do you make of this? It's a bit of a chaotic start, but I mean, Vitality surely are doing okay at the end of it.
Like we said, it's considered to be a T-sided map, Anders. So the fact they're in the lead right now, your opponent's pick. A lot of these rounds have been chaotic, as you mentioned. The way bigger landing shots, these rounds are going to fall apart from time to time. This could be one of them. An A-split is being established here. Magisk is alone. And they offer their backs to him. So they're going to have to commit right now. They're going to be making their way in towards the A site. Looks like the job is done because that's 2 kills on entry. The retake here, incredibly difficult on the A bomb site. You can see there's very narrow choke points coming in from the middle area to smoke down. Makes it impossible. So yeah, the Caesars have to call this one off.
Wow.
It's the Deagle headshots that open things up towards A. And there we go, 7-6. And Big will keep 4 members alive as well. Finding a couple of rifles. Maintaining the AWP here. This is a very, very nice outcome for them.
Yeah, bit of a stretched out arm here for Big. You've got to appreciate that. How do you, I mean, right now it's Crimbo and Mantu that are doing most of the work. I think they're like 14, 13 kills separately. So that's sort of this majority of the kills that are coming out right now. But
well, those are the big headline names, right? Crimbo especially. Yeah. Mantu just joining the team as the AWP. You want him to have significant impact. Throughout his career was known as more as a passive AWP player, I suppose. Didn't have the flair or the sort of opening frag potential as players like Zywood, for example. But at this tournament, it seems like he's taking matters into his own hands a lot more. And he is being a bit more assertive than what he's known for. And landing the shots as well, converting these peaks into opening frags. So we'll see if we can keep it up. Very clutch as well. Round 14, and Vitality will be bringing everything they've got to the table after losing the previous round, and fast pacing from Process here. They've got the early smoke down towards dark. See Spinks not leaving anything to chance here, watching it, making sure that no one can gain access to the dark room here.
Huge opportunity right now if you're big to make this an 8-7 half. At least win the half, because there is really no money left on Vitality. So you've got that working for you. But obviously you need the entry. We'll see. Process getting very close. He's going to catch flames. Not just looking the wrong way, but with a grenade just pulled out. And that's the B-bomb side wiped out.
Yeah, that's really nice from Process there. Like we said, the dark room, very important part of the map there. They allow it to go under T remit for a few seconds there. And Process spotting the gap. Leaps out, finds one kill, round over. Just as they're executing as well, as the smokes are mid-air. That's when he pounces. Flames had knife out, no idea is a possibility. And yeah, it's a very clean round. You can see why Big potentially shows this map. They've got some nice little set pieces. Very fast round there. Good smoke down towards dark. And you just need one kill to find a guaranteed round. You know you've done something very well indeed. So round 14 is going to tie things up, and it's 7-7. No blowouts here today.
No, I feel like that's been another feature of the game that we've seen a lot. Even when there are leads, we brought it up a couple of times. A lot of the halves do end up 9-6, 8-7. Like, it's a lot closer. It's kind of hard, much harder to get those very one-sided scorelines at the moment, it feels like. So, maybe not too surprising, even if everyone in the world seems to be agreed that Vitality is going to end up winning this match. Big are putting on some real effort into this, which I appreciate.
Well, here we go. Who will be taking the lead at halftime, ladies and gents? Remember, one slot available for the Royal Arena from this best of 3. Loser goes down to the showdown. And let me tell you, you don't want to be there. A couple of FAMASs, Flames and Magisk will have to get by with the lesser weaponry here. This Process once again, Anders, trying to break in towards the dark room. He did a very good job in the previous round. I'm sure Spinks will be a little bit more alert this time.
Yeah, he seems to be the guy that they could really rely upon. Spinks at the moment. Cyber was well up to 12. For him, maybe not the most impressive scoreline, but enough to have an impact in the half so far. He's going to get taken down from Man 2 at the start of this round, so maybe a little bit more unfortunate. 4 versus 5 as the round continues, and Crimbo slowly but surely checking out this side of the map. Magisk, uncomfortable position to be in with the FAMAS especially. Maybe a bit different if you can play with the M4 around that position. But the FAMAS, just different kind of stopping power. They're really gambling on this. They leave almost entirely A and mid open to
be the right
triple
call.
stack the B.
Yeah, it actually looked like this could work out for them as well. Spinks has got to take all the aggro. They'll be focusing towards this platform, but will they anticipate multiple members here?
Good couple of kills in return. Spinks, he's down. And the question, like you said, are they anticipating for the last one to be there? They're not. Apex comes walking right in. It's an easy shot, but he can't do more than that. He needed the double, or he needed to buy time for Magisk, and he was never able to. And this is going to be obvious. They're going to know that he's retailing. They might not know he's extending from this position. It won't matter in the end. Crimbo back with another headshot.
It seems like they fall off completely. Like, it's the worst weapon to use at range.
Okay.
Like, it feels really uncomfortable.
All right, but up close.
Oh, yeah.
Smoke over
CT side.
Maybe like this.
Like this, that's an ideal opportunity to mow them down. Only finding one kill. Tabs will make up for it, though, finding them yet another advantage. 4-on-2 as Magisk and Apex will be pretty far removed from the equation here. Bombs down. Need quick frags, but getting nothing done here whatsoever. Magisk will actually get a bit of a double. Surely they wouldn't let him back in.
He wanted the reload in the corner. I like that from Sin, though. He actually went and hunted him down and made sure it didn't happen. I think Tabson got a triple at the end of it. I think a lot of confidence in Apex. He ran in with the P250. He was looking for straight headshots, but never really presented. But yeah, Tabson's doing the majority of the work in this one. Well done.
Magisk with a couple of nice shots there towards the end, but no plant. Suggests it should be the Eco going forward. 9-7 for Big. Eco. As Vitality just have a Desert Eagle at the top end. Magisk can afford a pistol, considering he got an extra $600 from the previous round. That is about it.
We had some trading going back and forth at the beginning of the first half, which is, you know, a bit unusual. And some of it seemed to just come off the back of Vitality wanting to play very aggressive on the CT side and actually getting punished quite hard by Big. So I'm sure that now that Big are on the CT side themselves, they will do whatever they can to make sure they don't throw away this early start here. Because, again, historically, it's been more of a T-sided map, even if it wasn't so obvious in this game so far. Possible that Vitality will still be pretty strong on the side of the map. But mostly when they get rifles, I'm assuming.
Well, got the work cut out for them now. It's going to be a 10-7 game. And we've discussed this plenty of times. Just slowing these sort of ecos down, bleeding out the utility. Every grenade has a cost, especially those incendiaries. If you can bleed those out, it will have somewhat of a knock-on effect, even if it's a little dull. To participate in this sort of round, we're going to have 5 players of Vitality ending up towards A. Again, just try and bait out whatever you can. Every flash, every smoke. There's another incendiary drop towards dark. So you can see they've got no grenades left actually on the CT side. So in terms of that philosophy, Anders, job done.
Yeah.
It's not the most exciting thing to talk about, but it's important.
You know, you can triple boost through the window to look at where Crimbo is on the T side. It's doable. Not easy, but it can be done.
They got a plant here as well.
That's a surprising amount of success, isn't it, given what they brought into the round? I'm a little bit shocked to see that. MP9 also picked up. Still same. It should be fine here. The retake should be coming in rather swiftly, and it will be. Mega Scout here, flex the Deagle, maybe get a couple of shots off, or not at all.
Well, they managed to remove all the grenades. They managed to get a kill, and they managed to plant the bomb. That's a pretty decent full eco, if you ask me. And they will have a ton of cash going forward. So this is where the game really begins in the second half. Guns out for both sides. Big allow a plant to come through. Means about $5,500 per player on Vitality. So we saw Vitality enter this sort of rounds where they had SMGs and FAMASs. They went for that B probe right at the start of the round. A little bit of aggression, trying to take the game towards Big. Didn't work out for them. We'll see if the Germans have anything similar in mind here, just to kind of set the tone for the CT campaign here. Maybe they've got a push or a set piece they can bring to the table here. Sending 4 players towards middle. So yeah, we are going to see something crazy.
I love it a lot. Here we go.
Doesn't work out for him necessarily.
No, it's not. That's shocking. I would have thought they would have caught at least a couple of more players off guard, but it didn't. Flames with a very good defense at the beginning of it. Still a 3-on-3.
Yeah, they've actually done very well to make this a round that could land in their favor. Like, the only weapons that have been dropped are the FAMAS and the MP9. Now it's just rifles. Crimbo getting a ton of information here. He's pushed out of A, up towards Rugs right now, and slowly but surely confirming they're finishing up in B.
Yeah, this kind of aggressive move is, I think, is really critical we're making. It's a little bit like on overpass. If you can get out on the CT side, so the playground or something like that, once you push up far enough, you're really helping out your teammates a lot. Now, let's see if they can hold it. Tabson,
it's
an early peek, and you're right, it is good. Even the Molotov is just segmenting the last 2 T players.
No
Vegas
way.
go fearless, runs onto the bomb site, gets the double clear, and they're ready for the flank as well. Crimbo's got no shot. They convert that 2 versus 3 in their favor.
Oh, that's so disappointing for Big. Like we said, it would take something aggressive, something unexpected there to win the round. They go for the 4-man mid-push. It's cool. It's a nice idea. It leads them to a 3-on-3 at least. And then they get all the information they could possibly ask for. Crimbo locking them in outside B, but Magisk, oh, they give him a bit too much space. He comes up on top. 2 big frags, and yeah, they was sick.
It's frustrating because you're right. Like anything else apart from that is such a. All the little pieces for Big are really well designed. The push out, the Molotov to segment the last 2 T players, even Tabson getting, you know, like I think one of the earlier kills in this initial 3v3. Just everything about it was lined up. Like you can play all of that correctly and then still lose the round apparently.
That's what it comes down to. At the end of the day, you could have all the advantages, the correct setups, the best strategies. Counter-Strike is about clicking on the heads at the end of the day, and Magisk is very good at that, apparently, as he steals that one away. A timeout was called. We go 10-8 here. Bear in mind, this is considered a T-sided map, although we don't get to see it too often. Played once at this tournament. Deagle for Tabson. He's had to drop a weapon. He's got no Kevlar as well, so sacrificing his own round for the bigger picture. There is an awful man too. And for now, Vitality anticipating aggression once again. That is spread out. Flat default. Waiting for those B pushes. Anyone challenging the smoke towards middle? Well, Mantu is. And then she finds Apex caught off guard there just as he's throwing the grenade.
Sneaky kill, but gonna set them up in a nice position here. Neither team really with any significant amount of money, so real important that you keep this going. Deagle out on the corner. Tabson. See if he can explode somebody's head if they turn it. He's ready, and there's 4 people on the other side. Kind of close range with the Deagle, obviously, since the change, which is not even that new anymore. You don't have the same immediate spam down effect. You do need to rely a little bit more on the headshots, and Tabson will be good for the first, but again, the double entry and return back into a 3 versus 3. The smoke is fading. I feel like Sin should have had 1 or maybe even both of those kills, but he can't, and now the bomb's been planted. Yeah, good damage. They're all very low on health, but they don't know. Big. They're going to be walking away from this round.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. With the AWP tag there, you might be tempted to go for it, but didn't get the information. And you're right as well, Sin. That's a bit of a dream there. The smoke dissipates. 2 players in front of you. You've already committed to the spray as well. I agree. 1 kill probably should have landed in his favor, considering the damage done as well, but it doesn't work out. And Vitality, once again, picking up around. They potentially should have lost there. Looks pretty decent for Big overall. Right up until that final commitment towards the B bomb side, but they will keep 3 players alive here. Close the scoreline down to just 1 round. Fortunately, though, Mansu will save the AWP. We've got Crimbo M4 as well. Loss bonus is not established whatsoever. They've got around $2,000 per player, so it means it has to be an eco, really, even though you've got a Mansu AWP and an M4 there. I'm not sure buying up into this one's an amazing idea for them. Maybe worth a tactical timeout to discuss their options. Big round. As nothing is purchased, Anders, so still possible to win this round, of course, but we'll take some high-flying antics from the likes of Mantu. Looks like setting up some utility here. A smoke for the rugs area, potentially.
Well, getting a familiar experience as to the one that Vitality themselves were having on the CT side, which is you can win the early fight. Well done. And you can still lose that B bomb site so quickly. Even if you have stacked this there, it's just the positions just aren't very favorable for the CTs. And the Ts have a lot of ways to try and take those fights with. So 4v5s definitely do not guarantee a win on this particular map when you're on the CT side. Mantu's still keeping the orb alive, but I feel like at this point it's more about saving it and keeping it away from Vitality, because they're going to be able to find a bomb site no matter what here.
Yeah, and they know A is completely open here. He fired off a shot towards middle as they were breaching that site, so it's a matter of time before this round concludes, I'm afraid. Mantu, main objective here is just to save the AWP as Vitality tie things up 10-10. Process with just a USP. He'll just be the bodyguard here, making sure Mantu doesn't get flanked as he watches towards the beach position here for any hunting Vitality players. Zaiwu is on the precipice of going for a hunt here, but is it worth it? Their money's okay. It's not amazing. They know he's got an AWP. It's unlikely they probably take him out here. Here they come. The fight will be on. I think they've got him.
If you just trade 1 for 1, it's definitely worth it. But if you lose too many players, then maybe not. Oh, another missed shot, and they will be hunting them down. Definitely worth it. Absolutely.
Yeah, the fact that you only lose 1 on routes as well, remove the AWP, makes the next round a lot more manageable. Because yes, they'll be buying, but they've got $4,400 per player by virtue of the low loss bonus here. So there's no AWP available now. It'll be like FAMASs and M4s. Zaiwu finding the killing blow that opens up that A-bomb site, and we tie things up in cruise control now as Vitality posting 3 in a row after losing the pistol and follow-up round. So double FAMAS. No kits. Nice sort of grenade there. Actually countering the CT grenade thrown towards the steps. Doesn't connect this time.
And a little bit of a slowdown for Vitality at the start of the round. They don't really want to keep pushing. Might be thinking that there's going to be some kind of a change up for Big. They themselves did try that. They did try to push outside of the B bomb site, and yeah, maybe they're expecting something similar. Flashed into the corner. Nobody's really there. Definitely does happen that the CTs are pushing out. Actually, now we do see the double push outside of the bomb site here with a Molotov in that forward position. That's a cool idea. I like it. It's very common for a T to be hiding there, and It is actually literally what Vitality did themselves. They were hiding in that position, and they're waiting for the flashbang, and that's when they peaked. So if you Molotov it instead, you could definitely find a kill.
Bomb's still down in T-spawn, but Apex is actually making his way through the smoke here at the A-bomb site. It is shut down. Sin very aware of that possibility, and now they have the resets. I will gather the C4. Flames has got a decent position. Like, he'll have to be the linchpin of this operation. He just misses out on a kill there. Maybe Crosser spots him. Doesn't matter. He'll find the frag regardless. Not a double. Taken down. And the bomb, I think it has to go away. There's no time to retreat back towards B, and that's if they even want to go for the round.
I feel like they still will. They have one more smoke. It's on Spinks here, so he has to leave if they want to use it. 15 seconds, and that double spray down pretty much confirms the round. There's not enough time left at the end. Mantu and Crimbo with a good hold overall, and Big still with a 1-round lead after this one, and also saving their own economy. This is a huge swing round that if they would have lost it here, Big would have given up, I think, a sizable lead to Vitality.
Well, they'll maintain the lead now. 11-10 in their favor. Difficult round here after losing that first pick, trying to make their way in towards A, but losing members en route. It was an interesting approach there from Apex. Like I said, the bomb was down in T-spawn. He was trying to utilize the element of surprise there, but Sin more than ready for it. Gets that opening frag, and the wheels kind of fell off at that point. He had no one behind him. They had to reset the round. Time was running low. They've taken a lot of damage, but they still have enough to buy at the very least. They don't save anything in the previous round, but they do have enough to fully invest with AKs across the board. This is another very important one for both teams here as we get to the closing stages of the first map. The pick of Big. Anubis, only the second time he's been played in this tournament. Both teams are running low on resources here.
They really are.
Quite a convincing round in the previous. We'll go back towards middle. And you can see this, that one smoke down. It's a very difficult hold on the CT side. Just to deny territory and stay alive, challenging.
I feel like it's true for so many positions. CT positions on this map. It's just, nothing is really easy.
You can't just leave it open because then they get way too much control. If you try and jiggle it and peek, you're likely taken down just like that. They've got AK-47s. It's rough. It's a very difficult position to hold. And it will be Flames capitalizing upon that initial entry, and round over. So if you feel like you can bully your way towards middle, they're not being super active, they're not bombarding you with grenades, that's a very viable approach time and time again. And now Big will have to be on high alert. That could be a potential approach going forward.
Even that peek in the middle that Sin is trying to do, there aren't necessarily very many easy positions for his teammates to throw flashes in. Like, there's no flashbang over the walls, right? You have to throw them into the tunnels, and if they bounce off the wall, then any pro player will be able to spin around pretty quickly. And if you have to throw them so they don't bounce off the wall, you're standing in a really weird position. Yes, Henry. I
can't believe he got that second one.
He's just out hunting. He's ready for it. Now they know exactly where Mantu is, and he might be top fragging in the game, which in itself is impressive. 21 kills on him, and he's going to get hunted down, and the rifle is going to be confiscated by Vitality as they tie up the game. Yeah, we said that was an important round. Another one where both teams were fully invested. In terms of loss bonus, they're only at second stage. They're only getting $1,900 per player. 11-11. Big might need to make a wish here, but like we said, quite a simple approach. Sensing that middle is not getting a ton of love here from Big. And just a three-man walk-up. Gun out. Pounce on the side, nothing that could be done, and it has to be the full eco. No two ways about it. At the very top end, we've got a Deagle and a 5.7, but no Kevlar grenades are going for the mid-stack here. Like I said, Vitality have put the fear of God in them now. Being conditioned to worry about the prospect of middle. And that could weaken other areas of the map going forward. I don't know if you share in this feeling, but it's 11-11, but I just feel like Vitality are more in control of this game. Maybe it's the economy, but it feels like they're just dictating the pace of this a little bit more. It shouldn't be the case. I mean, Mantu's got 21 kills, 17 on Crimbo, 16 on Sin. That's a fantastic trio to be working with. Should give them a lot of control, and Vitality, they don't have anyone answering back to that same level just yet, so going to be a free bomb site found over here, and obviously the one-round lead going to be secured. Yeah, I'm worried that Big are going to slip up and let go of this game right at the end, or at least the map. They might just not have the money to fight it through. Mantu's going to get a kill, and yeah, you should be worried. Tabson hiding in the corner. Good read. Not much else to say about the round, really. Just padding their stats a bit.
Yeah, it's a good point. That's about it. Zywoo will get 3 in total, taking his frag tally up to 19. It's Spinksman over 15, and we've got Magus similar total as well. Everyone at double digits, and as you mentioned, it's Mantu at the very top for Big. Love to see that, 22 kills. And then Process at the bottom at 9 and 19, but overall, not an alarming game for anyone. Love to see this. 1 round in it, everyone contributing. Mantu back on the AWP. It's been a while. Their funds have been limited to say the very least. So Zywoo challenges towards A main again. He's got that flashbang. I think he might just commit to this. Should have been the opening kill for Crimbo there, but the flashbang averting his gaze for too long. They've cracked open the site and really is down to this frag now. And Zywoo is a man on a mission, mowing down anyone that stops him in his path, and that's another round done.
Disgusting kill, especially that first one out where the beans are outside of the bomb site.
The what, sorry?
The beans.
The beans.
Get a little tray of beans, I think. Lentils. Can you make beans in an air fryer, Henry? Is that possible?
You can make anything in an air fryer. So, yes,
anything.
You can. Literally anything. What would you like to make? And I'll tell you.
Ice cream, Henry.
Okay, you can't make ice cream in an air fryer. I'd like to retract the previous statement.
Corn 4K. Just lying.
So they look like either red beans or coffee beans. So these are the ones. These are the beans in question. These are the legumes you're looking for.
Yeah. You found them.
Coffee beans, I would say.
Roasting in the sun, ready to go in the air fryer.
Ready to throw your coffee in the air fryer.
I bet someone's done it. Have you seen those ridiculous videos that they're only saying with people who are obsessed with making coffee in the most elaborate ways possible, where like every piece of equipment is like a unique thing and like has to be in titanium steel and like
coffee is another one of the things in the world I will never understand. It feels like you've got way too much time on your hands if you're really invested into coffee or wine. Yeah. Those things taste the same regardless of how expensive they are.
I'm glad, Henry.
High-end wine tastes the same as mid-wine.
Of course, Maniac is losing his mind in the
game.
But I agree. I completely agree, Henry. We're good to go.
Another A rush.
This time it's Flames running in first. Oh, this is a nightmare, isn't it, for Big? If they lose the entry here, they could lose the round very quickly behind it. But Flames actually, he goes up. He's dead. Mantu, good little kill with the AWP. There's a lot of people here, but Simon, he's cracking it open. He's nearly got Tabson. Apex continuing low on health. He can't stand up to it. No. Sin goes down, and now it is just Process left. 1 versus 2. What a relentless push from Vitality. Once that fight started, it never ended. And now let's see. Could he get the 1 versus 2? Oh, he's already been found out, so Apex knows. Takes a couple of shots, relocates himself, and you can tell from the crosshair, Process has no idea that he was sneaking out that way. That is... They just cracked open that A-bomb site completely.
That was absolutely fucking sick from Zywoo. Sorry, just like, look at the state of this. This second kill, he's like he is in the Matrix. It's like he's in bullet time, you know. Like, that's what the presence of mind to just analyze that situation, slow it right down to individual bullets, like we've seen a couple of times in this map already.
Yeah, in the slow motion, you're like, oh,
I need to, okay, the spray's getting out of control. I need to just pump the brakes for a millisecond. Regain control of the spray. Tap on this guy's head.
That is what it looks like.
I just don't know how his mind is operating in that manner, but Flames will be removed early this time. Opening pick for Big, and one they desperately need as well. It's 14-11 now. Bringing a half buy to the table here. 4-4 as Mantu is quickly removed. I think the AWP is recoverable, though. Think being the operative word here. Smoke is down. Spinks will spot the ex-member of Big in towards B main. The AWP has been picked up at least, so this round's not done.
Slight surprise to see Mantu not get the shot in the middle there. I thought he had him locked in, but just didn't really go his way. They're going to lose Cyber in the meantime. Still a 3-on-3, and like you pointed out, the AWP has been recovered. I think there might be an AK or 2 to pick up as well. So maybe with the AK stolen, you could do something here.
Maybe. Starting to look like we might be done here. Like if they win this round, sure it goes a bit further. But they've given up now 4 in a row, mainly to A rushes. And Magus will have a cracking shot there towards Dark. Not really much Crimbo can do about this split as they commit in towards the B side. The pincer is perfect. And Sin, so far removed, and might just be walking into the loving embrace of Mages here. He's got like the perfect position to deal with this. There's no way you'll be anticipating him just waiting in the corner, and I dare say Sin will just walk into it momentarily, but hold his ground for now.
He's defending the beans, isn't he? So,
oh, precious beans.
They've been lost.
Yeah, they're gone. 15-11. Pretty decent fight from Big so far. Like the fact they've kept this super close down to 1 round, the majority of the showing here on Anubis. Like it's been a close game. It's just on this T side, once they've established their middle and the A bomb side had some vulnerabilities, they were just being exploited each and every time. And I don't think anyone would disagree in terms of pound for pound fragging ability. Vitality have them bested across the board here. So sure, we've seen some advantageous moments, some nice ideas, some good teamwork from Big, but they're not ready to take down Vitality potentially. This is a very strong finish. Still a chance to take us to overtime, of course. You never know. Unlikely, though. 4 in a row required. And it all starts with a pretty compromised setup here. They are lacking some key pieces of utility, no kits. And we're coordinating ourselves back into a full B execution here. Now, we haven't seen this once. So, a new approach from Vitality to close out the game.
I think Mantu seeing just a bit there, but not able to get the shot off on anyone. Definitely putting some pressure on the middle. And, I mean, they're quick to rotate right now. Those 2 people in the middle could be at the B bomb side very, very fast.
They've both gone towards A.
Oh, you're right. They've run away, caught with a grenade in hand as well. This is disastrous. The bomb side's getting him a run. Tabson, he basically needs a triple kill for this to even be possible, but he's going to get shot down instead. Actually, Spinks running into, I think, their own Molotov, but they're just landing every shot, and they picked the perfect time to hit this bomb side. Sin showing up to try and see if he can change the outcome of this one.
They haven't planted yet, at least.
Yeah, but they're just waiting for the control, aren't they? They want to make absolutely sure, even if the kill comes through, they stop the bomb plant once again. 1 versus 2 for Crimbo. He's going to be going down. Apex at the end to close it out. 16-11.